Hey guys, Vin here from forextrading.co.uk, and today I'll be going over a few currency pairs and markets to prepare for the trading week next week. So I'm going to start with West Texas Oil here, and this is the pretty big time frame here. I'm on the monthly. So if I zoom out a bit, there were actually 5 waves into here. Trading V charts don't actually provide that data, but there are 5 waves into here. I've looked on other sources, and then we've just had this 3-wave correction that's been taking place now. However, we're expecting one more low, since we've had 1, 2, extended third, 4, and now we're anticipating the 4th wave to complete, and then we're looking for one more low around $15 to $10. So at the moment, it is entirely possible this is wave 4 here, and that we're now expecting the down move. However, it's too choppy, and therefore a simple 3 waves down will make an X wave for a larger WXY correction. So that means I'm bearish until this low is broken here. So let's just go down to the weekly. Oh, sorry. Okay. So here's that W high here. Now we're currently, I think we've made a leading diagonal here. There are a few ways to count this, but I think this is my favorite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves here, and that works with the trend lines. So leading, expanding, diagonal, and now 3 waves up. After this 3, obviously this would be labeled a B, this would be labeled an A, and we'd look for one more down at a minimum for C. That means it's good to sell in this area. Invalidation point up here. Another way to count it is to start the leading diagonal from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that'd be wave A here, and then this would be B here, up here, and then we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be a deeper X wave. I don't like that one as much, because this ending diagonal seems to end with a truncated 5th wave here. So this isn't my main chart, by the way, so it's not completely labeled. Anyway, after that, both these counts points for a bearish bias, and this is the zone that it should turn in. However, I do think it could have already reached that high and turned from here, possibly slightly higher, and I'll show you why. I go down to the daily time frame, and so as you can see here, W is put in here with the 3 waves up here for W, X here, and now we're looking for that Y. So we've had quite an easy AB here. Of course this could be 1, 2, and it could go deeper, but this is what I'm preferring, since we've already touched the 61.8%, and wave B's don't often go too much further than the 786 in a zigzag. So now is a good time for it to turn. If I just drop down to the 4-hour chart, we can look in even more detail. So since this B wave low here, it's quite easy to count this 1, 2, 1, 2 here, and then 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4 here, and looking for one more up for wave 5 of C, of B, or of Y of B. So for that, for this count to have the highest probability, would have to look for this wave 5 here, and then a strong turn. It is likely that we've already completed wave 4 here, since it's just touched the 38.2% level here of wave 3 and turned higher. So these are good levels to look at. They're based off wave 5 being equal to wave 1 here, and also another relationship with wave A being equal to potential wave C. So those are the Fibonacci relationships shown here. I've also drawn this channel out, which could help in the future depending on the move up. So this 50.66 is open to reversal just after that. Of course it could truncate, but this is a common relationship that wave 5s follow. So now let's go over to some Forex markets. Okay, so here we are with EURCAD on the weekly chart again. I went over this one last week. However, I'm making an update because just to show you the trading opportunity which we could take here for wave B here. I'll show you later. So this, just to go over it again, we've had this wave up here, and this is looking very much like a triangle, since all these have been in choppy threes, making it very likely, also based on these very nice contracting triangle trend lines, that are making this look like a very nice trade once this E completes for a huge move up. So to see that, we're going to have to look for bounce off this bottom trend line. Of course it could terminate before. Sometimes wave E's do that and just come down to around this kind of level and then go. However, the bottom trend line is what we're looking at. Invalidation point would be this low here. So let's go down to a daily. So we've had a wave A here, down into this low. From there we've had just a nice 3-wave correction for B, a simple zigzag. Now finally we're looking at this. Well, this is actually a W here, so bear that in mind, because that would mean that we need 3 waves to complete this. So we've had this A wave here, relatively easy to count. Ending diagonal for wave 5, and we've now broken that ending diagonal, meaning we've got a bullish bias. Let me just turn on the Ichimoku cloud. So short term bullish, slightly longer term bearish. This kind of 618 and 50% level is what I'm looking for it to turn at. Commonly, EURCAD actually turns out around 50% more often than 61.8%. So look out for that. So if I just drop down to some more trading timeframes for me, I'm having a look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, looking for the 3-wave correction before buying the final wave up. It's not a bad idea to buy a flag now actually. Something like this. Good idea to buy in the break of this trend line. Reason being is if this is actually a wave 3 and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, it would still need one more high, and once it moves to this level your stop could go to break even and you'd be in a risk-free trade. But if wave 3 extends like I think it is now, like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, like that, then you can catch quite a substantial up move. The risk reward on that would probably be, if I make this, so this will probably go to 2618 or 1618, so wave 3. So if it does extend quite nicely, you'd get a 1 to 3. At a minimum, you'd get a 1 to 1. So it is a high confidence, high probability trades with potential high rewards depending on how much wave 3 extends. So this is a buy for next week. However, bear in mind that after we see 3 waves up and another 3 wave correction, it's not a good idea to hold the next wave up, as it's likely to be a C wave, which will terminate in this zone before turning lower for the final low before a massive rise up, potentially, of course. So I'm possibly looking to trade this flag here. Stops at the low of the flag, and targets, you'd probably want to trade your stops but have a target 2618 of wave 1 here. So that's EURCAD. Next I have Euro, Great British Pound. Let's just go to the daily time frame. So let me just turn that off. Okay, so it does look like wave 5 is in. It perfectly touched this the middle line, the middle of this channel here, and just completely turned from there, also breaking this channel here. This is definitely done. Now we're looking for a huge move down to this kind of level here, so a good almost 2,000 pips, 1,800 pips. The reason being is I'm not sure if I've had a label on this chart. No, I don't think I do, but it is possible that this is actually I think it was like a wave 1 here or something, I can't remember, but it needs to come down to at least 50%. So here's 50%, and this previous wave 4 is also a significant level. If this is actually 3 waves up, and it turns out to be an expanded flat for wave 4 here, so basically a big down move is very likely at this point. Okay, how are we going to trade that? So we start off with this 1-2 here, then we had another 1-2, so 1-2, 1-2, they always mean that we're going to get a big move down, and here we did, so 3-4, extended 5 here. Now this minute wave 3 is complete. Now of course we'd look for the wave 4 correction. I've got this channel marked here for likely termination point. I'm expecting it to go slightly lower, maybe here, and then correct for wave 4. But any flag on this is a sell, so you could have sold here, which I almost did, but I ended up pulling out. There's probably small in there on the hourly or 30-minute chart. All these corrections here are sells. Just be wary that it could turn into a bigger correction, and this could actually potentially go to this 38.2% level. Since it is a wave 4, but it's probably more likely to. Hold on, let me just remark that. I don't think that's right. Whoops. Okay. So this 0.236 level is also very key. So a correction to this kind of area is a sell. But if it makes a small flag and breaks out, that's also a sell. Very bearish at this point. So let's go to pound yen. This is one of my favorite pairs actually. I caught a nice move in it last week. I was down one trade last week, and then I brought it back with a trade on pound yen. But this is basically a B and a C. Wave C is looking like it's going to be quite big due to this 1, 2 here. So here there was a small 1, 2 like this. Here, look how big that 1, 2 is. So wave 3 is likely to end up in these kind of levels. If this is a wave 3, of course. It could turn into a different pattern, like 3 down and then 3 up like this, and then 5 down before making a wave C. But with the amount of with this like bullish move here, that is becoming more unlikely. The faster this goes up, the more unlikely that count becomes. But it is something to bear in mind if pound does weaken very, very quickly. We could see 5 rows down to this low here. But for the moment, it's a buy. So here we have this 1, 2, 1, 2 again, and then we've had this 3, 4. And I managed to trade this big candle up here, but I did keep going. I got out slightly early, which is okay. I'm happy with my profit, but I am looking to possibly take it one wave higher, because this wave 5 is extending. So we've had this 1, 2, 3, 4, and just one more. And if you go down to 30-minute chart or something, this is you could be long already actually. I want to be slightly more conservative, trade it like this. Possibly put an entry order in case it does just absolutely shoot up. But I'm looking for a close above this trend line, just taking up to this kind of level here, for about 93 to 100 pips. So that's pound yen done. Next we go to New Zealand dollar, US dollar. This one is the loss I took last week. It's basically just bad stop placement and poor entry, I think. So anyway, this could be a 5 down here, I'd like to note. However, I do like this 5 up here and 3 down for another buy. But bear in mind, this could be a 5 down here, this could be 3 for another 5. So it just depends on how it reacts from this level here. So this could be a variety of different patterns. But in any case, it is a short-term buy. So it's above the Ichimoku cloud, meaning bullish. This did actually twist bearishly here, but it's twisting again for a bullish case. If I just go through this count, it does look like this is an expanding leading diagonal. The trend lines work almost perfectly, and then we had this 3-wave correction. The place where I bought was here. It closed above on the 1 hour chart, and I went long here, but got taken out quite quickly. If my stop was here, I would still be in the trade, but it wasn't, so that's okay, because I'm having a look for re-entry now. We've had this ending diagonal here and sharp move up, since we've broken out this flag like this, I'm expecting a smaller flag here, which we can buy up for this move here. This is the 1-to-1 extension here. 618 levels here, so I would like to see it potentially reverse from here if that was 5 down. I could hold the buy if it looks like this is actually something like a 1, 2, 3. It all depends on how it reacts from these levels. I'll just trail my stops, probably based on the Ichimoku cloud. So if I go down to the 1 hour chart, I'd like to see something like this happen in the Asian session, and then just buy the breakout in the London session. I don't really have a count for this. It does look like something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. But I don't have a proper count. I'm just gonna have to see. So USDCAD. Of course, this is a really bearish pair. Since this high we found earlier this year. This is kind of my main count, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, which is kind of extending. So since we're in wave 4 of wave 5, there's an opportunity to sell for the final wave down. If this does turn out to be C here for this larger A, B, C, that will be an excellent buy. Like a really good buy, which could be held long term, since it will break this high here and probably go up even further beyond 1.6 or so. So if we do manage to find a low in the next coming weeks or months, then if you even get on in a small trade, you'll probably get a 1 to 100 risk reward, which can double your account, risking 1% in one trade. Of course, adding on smaller trades can make a lot of money. So as I said, we're looking for wave 4 now. This is the 4-hour chart. It looks like we're having this WX A, B, C for Y. So one more high above here, which should test this upper trend line before it falls. I'm probably going to get in on a break of a trend line like this if it goes like this, or if it just goes straight up and then down, break of this trend line with a stop either at the breakout candle or above the high. Probably the high, but just depends on how it breaks out. So that's USDCAD. I'm also looking forward to fall to this bottom trend line, or possibly these levels, possibly this one. Okay, let's go dollar yen. This one's also a really nice pair to trade, even though I haven't actually taken a trade on it, but it's been very clean. So WXY, W here, 3 waves, very simple, X. Now is where it gets tricky because we're doing it live. So there's a few ways to count this. This could be A, B, C like this, or like this. However, it does look like we're getting either massive up move or a larger correction like this. It all depends on how it moves from here. In any case, this is 5 up. On a 3-wave correction, it is a good idea to buy, because that could either make a larger X here, or it could be a massive 3. And if I go up to a weekly chart, this was impulsive from the low, 5 waves. And if this is the correction here, this could be 1, this could be 2, and then 3, 4, 5, taking us up well into the 140s, 150s maybe, which is a good 3,000 pips. So look out for this one. If I go down to the 4-hour chart, I'll show you this 5 waves I counted. Third wave extending, as it usually does. Wave 5 is possibly in here. Neutral and C and 2 and not X, because we'd then need this. Other move. This 2 is well, this 2 is wrong. Sorry, I don't know why that's there. So this was one of my counts. It was basically 5 waves down for A, this B wave here, and then some expanded ending diagonal here, which ended W. There are a few other ways to count this, like 3 up here, 3 down in here, and 5 up before a reversal, but I don't like that. So yeah, if there is 3 waves by this breakout of this flag here for X, which should take us above this high, that'd be a very nice trade. Okay, what else do I have? Okay, USB 30. Oh, hold on. US. I always forget the ticker code for this. I think it's USB 30 YUSD. There it is. Okay, so this is US T-bonds 30 year. 5 waves down, with a very nice waveful triangle. I wish I was trading this pair early in the year. That would have been a very nice trade down here for 5. But anyway, now the question is this leading diagonal for a bigger correction and one more up before a down move, which is looking quite likely actually. I wouldn't mind that. Or the other option is 3 waves for W, 3 waves for X, 3 waves for Y, which would send us down below this and down pretty hard. So let's see how we can trade this. In any case, we've had 5 waves down from this high. We're looking for a bigger correction for possibly this 61.8% level to the 50% level. That's a common wave 2 or B, because this could be an A here or 1. Correction 2 or B, and from there, depending on how it moves down, it could either be a wave 3 or a C. Of course, if it is a wave 3, that would be a nice trade to hold. It's long term actually. So I'd probably trail my stops because the potential is quite big if it is a wave 3, but it is looking more like just a 3 of correction to this kind of levels here. So I'd say a target minimum is this 50% level. You probably take like a 1-to-1 extension, so maybe a bit before, but we're gonna have to see how that plays out. The best idea is probably to count the internal waves in it. Of course, it is possible that this is something like 1, 2, 3 here, 4, 5, so one more low, and then it corrects. But don't sell until there's a choppy correction and a breakout. Okay, let's have a look at gold. Gold is a buy. Reason being is this 1 2 1 2 3 4 and then looking for the 5. It is also possible for this wave 1 to end at this point and make it some kind of extended 1 and then 2 3 4 5. Either way, it's a buy, and if I just zoom out a bit, I'm liking this being either a 1 and a 2 here, or it could, but there's also a possibility that this, if this is 3 down here, this could also be 3 up for an for a flat or triangle or some other correction, but probably a flat or an expanded flat is most likely. If I just go down to the 4-hour chart, we've had this ABC here, which sets up a quite nice buy. It has been quite bearish from this high actually. Not looking extremely choppy, but it is looking corrective if you go down to a 1-hour chart, 1-hour time frame, sorry. And it does look like there's a quite small ending diagonal right here. So there's only I only want to buy this if I see a big candle up here. Otherwise I'm not really interested until I see a further flag or something like this. But I want to see a big candle, and if I see a strong trending bullish candle here, I'm going to buy with a stop here and minimum target here. I'm going to move my stop to break even quite quickly, because since this is a wave 4, they can get complex, they can turn into a lot of things. This could be a triangle like this, and then a final move up. In any case, if it is a triangle, it is likely that even with the stop at break even here, it could still hold and make a triangle like this and then take off without getting stopped out. But I would probably like to take at least partial profits at the 61.8% level. Okay, with silver we have a very similar situation, but I think I'm liking this for buy even more. So also this series of 1 2 1 2 1 2s here. I've completed this 3 here, this yellow 3. This yellow is, sorry, is an alternate count. But this is basically 1 2 3, something like this. I think we've completed the 4, and we're just looking for this final move up for wave 5 of this larger 3. So in the 1-hour chart, contracting triangle, just like in gold, or not in gold, but I mean just like gold could turn out to be. So A, B, C, D, E, very nice. The structure makes it even more attractive to trade, since it's this falling, contracting pattern. Even if it isn't a triangle, it turns out to be something else. These patterns pretty much never, 95% of the time, they break out to the top. They'll not break out to the lower trend line. That doesn't really happen. So very likely to go up. I'm probably going to buy a flag like this. You could get aggressive and buy on something like this. I will do that if it does break up aggressively. If it just chops around like this, then I probably won't. But in any case, buying a flag on the other side of this upper trend line is a good idea no matter what. Unless it breaks out to the bottom at least, of course. So that, I think that's all the pairs I wanted to go over. Just to quickly recap, my favorite opportunities: EURCAD, buy the start of the week, and I'm not going to trade this B wave after this A here. I'm not going to trade this B wave. I'll wait for the C wave, possibly buy it. But this is my favorite opportunity because of the clean count and the clear weekly analysis, weekly time frame analysis. So bullish on this, and probably USDCAD is looking relatively nice to sell. If you look at the bottoms or tops of patterns, they're never really as choppy as this. So it is very, very unlikely to be bullish from this low. So for example, if I go to the the start of this bullish run here, I've actually got this circle or rectangled here. This is probably one of the clearest 5 waves you'll ever see from a high. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that is just extremely high confidence, and you can see how nicely it falls from there. So something like this, look, that's clear 3 waves, choppy here, and then that's not how major trends start. So look for this final wave here to sell. Of course, there's an aggressive option if you sell on the break of this trend line, or the break of this one for more conservative. Thank you, bye.